Welcome to the Business Technology Podcast, where we simplify tech for business owners who don't have time to waste. I'm Scott.
And I'm Alec.
Every week, we break down practical tools, smart strategies, and real-world stories that help your business work better. Let's dive into today's episode. Hey, I'm Scott with ITS, and welcome to another episode of the Business Technology Podcast. I'm here with one of my new friends, Mike Bakich from Iceberg Cyber, and we're going to talk about lead gen. Mike, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Bakich, founder of Iceberg Cyber, and you're going to hear the circuitous story that got to me now, but right now, Iceberg is a lead gen agency for managed service providers like Scott.
That's right. So we've been talking a lot about how we grow revenue, net new logos, and I figured we should just jump on the air and probably see if any of our insights could help other business owners. I mean, really what we're just talking about in terms of business growth for a lot of people is like net new logos, whether it's like cold outreach, warm outreach, follow up. There's so many different techniques and strategies. And for myself, I've not been an expert in sales and marketing my whole life. This was a new role for me that I started about a year and a half ago, which was the business development part. So as an engineer at heart, it was really kind of hard to transform my mind into figuring out, oh, there's like a CRM and there's something called like omni-channel presence when in terms of marketing, like you want people to keep seeing your stuff, and like how do I get more people to talk to me has kind of been like the biggest challenge. So finding experts in the industry, right? Sales coaches, people like yourself who really just specialize on lead gen, has been helpful for us. So that's what we're kind of going to talk to. We first met back in April, right? Do you want to talk about that? It was actually at a lead gen workshop in LA. Yep.
April 9th, we were in somewhere in LA County. I'm a Canadian, so I'm still getting used to like all the names. But myself and another sales coach ran a lead gen workshop because every business's problem is getting more business. And to grow your business, you need leads, because there's really only two ways to grow your business. You either get more clients or make more from each client. And most of the conversations that I have with my clients are how to get more. So that's what we were doing, is showing managed service providers, because that's sort of the niche that I work in, how to get more leads.
Yeah, we were digging into some cool tools like Dripify, some automatic outreach, LinkedIn outreach especially, different avenues to basically just kind of get to your audience. And that was where I kind of actually signed up for your services as well. I think you have a really, really neat lead gen tool for MSPs. We don't really need to go into that necessarily. But let's let the expert Mike talk about, what does lead gen mean to you?
Okay, let's break this down. So as I just said, to grow your business, there's really only two ways to do it. You either get more clients or you make more from each client. Okay, I like breaking everything down super simple, so that's how we're going to look at it. Most of the business owners that I talk to are focused, for better or worse, on getting more clients. We're going to go into that theme today. Footnote, there's also plenty of money to be made on making more from each client, solving more of their problems. But for today's conversation, we'll just talk about net new. We're going to do net new leads. So when we're talking about leads, there's 4 ways to classify your leads. I like to refer to them as the core 4: hot and cold, one-to-many, one-to-one. The best converting group of leads would be your one-to-one warm. These are people that you know personally, like the leads in your phone, people that you actually know. Calling them one-on-one is your one-to-one warm. On the opposite end of this quadrant would be one-to-many cold. This is like a paid ad campaign or a flyer campaign. You're there cold, they don't know you, and you're going one-to-many, so it's your lowest converting. Like you're getting 1% conversion off of that as opposed to 30% conversion or something. So in that spectrum, you got one-to-one cold, like walking into someone's business and introducing yourself, or going the golf tournament like we're doing tomorrow. That's one-to-one cold because we don't know them, they don't know us. And you got your one-to-many warm, which is what we're doing right now. People that know us because they're watching our content, but we're speaking one-to-many.
Yeah, it's actually just my wife and your fiance who are listening.
That's
today,
okay. That's many. So we start small. We start small. I think I got 12 YouTube subscribers, and most of those are my employees. So and my own 2 Google accounts.
There you go.
So yeah, so that's your core 4, and we were just talking about this. That's how I like to break it down, because then I map it in my mind. There's plenty of different recipes that people are going to shout at you to get leads, but if internally you map it to one-to-one, one-to-many, cold to hot, and remind yourself that doing anything one-on-one warm with people that already know you is your best converter, then that's how you can prioritize in your mind. I feel, and the reason that's important is because I feel a lot of people get, they put the tools in their way. Like you already mentioned Dripify. I do have a Dripify affiliate, but we're not pumping that here. So Dripify is like one of the many software subscriptions that you can use to do stuff on LinkedIn. But it's a tool that you're putting in your own way, because that's a one-to-many cold. So if that's the first place that you're starting, you're already putting your chips in the lowest converting basket. That's why I like talking to everyone about the core 4, because it's a reminder that you got to prioritize one-to-one warm, because one-to-one warm is your best chance of converting, and you want to put your chips where you're going to get the best bang for your buck.
Okay. So for someone running an MSP, to me that means like, hey, talk to my neighbors, right? My friends who have a business, like the guys I play basketball with, and really just demand like, hey, I need help. We're a small business. Like, let's support each other. Can I come take a look at what you guys have going on? Or how do you currently handle your IT?
Absolutely. Talking to your friends is definitely something that you should do. Everyone should remember this part. Far fewer people know about you than you think. Far fewer people. Like all of your friends, do they know what you do for work? Probably not. Myself included. Like my mom kind of knows what I do. Okay, so if my mom barely knows what I do, then your friends, those people are definitely leads or sources of leads. Like they can refer, because they all, like you're talking to business owners that need technology to run their business. Everyone knows them. But if your friends don't even know what you do, then it's going to be an uphill battle to get strangers to know what you do. So definitely start there. Most business owners come to me and say, Mike, I need leads. I don't have leads. And I tell them, just get your phone out and look at your contacts, because those are leads.
Yeah.
Right? Those are people you already know. So they're warm. They just don't know what you do. And to go from being a suspect, a lead, to a prospect, first they need to know you, because initially they don't know you. So if they're a suspect, they know you. And then to get them to be a lead, you have to know that they have a problem. Mm-hmm. And then to get them to be a prospect, they have to realize they have a problem. Mm. So first you have to get them to know you. Yeah. And that's just reminding them that you're alive and a human, and that you do things that they might be interested in. Then you have to qualify them to get them to be a lead. And then to get them to be a prospect, they have to realize that they have a problem and know that you solve it. That's the marriage of getting the word out.
Okay. How do you let all these suspects know, and your friends, like what you're doing? Like, what does this mean? Like,
just straight up tell them, honestly. Don't overcomplicate it. This is going to be my answer for most of these questions. Is the boring basics will get you to where you want to go. So just straight up text your friends and say, hey, Jenny, I've been running this IT company, so just want to send you an update saying we're running this IT company. We love helping accountants or manufacturing companies with their IT. Wave emoji. That's it. And Jenny might reply back saying, oh, Scott, great to hear you. Haven't talked to you since high school. That's so cool. How long you been doing this? Okay, great. Now Jenny knows what you do. And maybe you'll get lucky and Jenny will bump into someone that works at a manufacturing company and complains about their printer, and Jenny will remember to say your name. We're planting seeds at this stage, but at least you got to go through this list and re-up everyone and just simply remind them what you do, because they don't know and they don't care. So you just got to make them care.
That's a good point. I mean, it makes me even think about posting to my personal social media accounts to talk about what I'm doing for work, because there is a whole audience there of friends or family that may actually not know. And if I'm just posting to LinkedIn to an audience that is business network connections, that really isn't any different than what I'm currently doing. So rather than texting everybody, maybe I do post to my Instagram about a day in the life or what I'm doing here at ITS to show everybody, hey, like I'm this IT nerd. If you have a bunch of computers in your business, I may be able to help you with that.
Precisely. This is an unused tactic. Like most people most business owners, especially like the 30 to 60 range in age, are cringing at social media. I'm not telling you to spend 8 hours of your life on social media. I'm right now, I'm just telling you, if you're thinking about needing leads and you tell yourself you don't have any leads, I'm just reminding you that you already know many people and you serve local businesses. So you already know many people in this local area. They just don't know what you do. So I would just start there to lay a foundation. Just at least remind all the human beings that you already know what you do. From that hustle, you'll get a little luck. We'll start there.
Yeah.
And then once they all know what you do, at least you're squatting in their sphere of influence. And then there are more tactics that we can go through to nurture leads, find leads and nurture them. But at least everyone that you know should know what you do.
One of the things I like that you said in our workshop is that you're simply adding another audience to your marketing that wouldn't necessarily be there otherwise. So when you're making these posts or connections, like whether it's through your Facebook, Instagram, or like LinkedIn, you're not just doing, this is going to be my lead gen. This is just going to be one of the many techniques. And if you're adding 10% more leads, it's because there are a few people that do care about what you're posting on social media. That's only a benefit to you. So my biggest inhibition before we met in April when I started doing this and posting to social media was like, I don't want to talk about myself. I don't think people care who Scott is. I don't think, I'm kind of like a shy guy anyways. Maybe a lot of people are who get into the IT space. So putting myself out there and showing my face on social media so that everybody could see it was such a hard task. And it really was just requiring a leap of faith and making sure that I have like a team behind me that can just post on my behalf. Because I literally just will not hit the post button because I don't like seeing pictures of myself or hearing my own voice. But if someone else can hit post on my behalf, then we're all for it. And I know how important it is. And I know there's probably other business leaders out there who feel similarly. Like I don't think I'm that important, or I'm just, maybe I'm an imposter. I don't truly have the authority that I'm advocating. Could you give any of those people advice on?
Okay, there's 3 things there. Let's break them in reverse order. Imposter syndrome. Okay, remember, everyone is terrible at their job, myself included. Okay, I may look cool on the internet, but I'm grinding just like everyone else is. So, and I think that authenticity is relatable to your audience. A lot of the content that I post is just like me doing stuff. Okay, because I'm being genuine and telling people, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing that well. Like I know some things, but a lot of my day is wasted time and stupid stuff, and I'm making mistakes. Posting that material is relatable to the business owners that you're trying to talk to. So if you remember that everyone sucks at their job, that helps you deal with the imposter syndrome. You'll relate with someone when you post your material, just telling your own story, and start with that. Second thing about the hesitation to put yourself out there on social media. Scott, you're trying to grow a business. If the price of success is posting a picture of yourself on social media, you're going to have to ask yourself if you're willing to pay the price, because that's very low.
Yes.
I promise you, there are going to be tougher decisions you're going to have to make. This is the price of success. Are you willing to pay it or not? There's some tough love. That was the same thing for me. Like 3 years ago, I had 1,500, 1,700 connections on LinkedIn. These are just like people I bumped into. No one knew who I was or knew what I did. And I was very apprehensive about being anywhere. Like I didn't have a Facebook profile, didn't have Instagram. LinkedIn was anemic. And I told myself the same thing. I said, this is going to be the price of success. I have to know people. People have to know me, or else they're not going to know that I can help them. And so I just started banging it out. And like every day I send out LinkedIn connection requests. LinkedIn's my main channel. Now I got 13,000 people that know me on LinkedIn. And this is just part of the process. Like our businesses are going to be talking to other business owners. LinkedIn is the best, if not one of the best channels to do that. And so this is just the price of success.
No, amazing. I mean, that's sometimes what people just need to hear, right? Or find someone that can help push you to go and take that selfie video and talk about, that service call you had, or that issue you dealt with, or whatever regulatory law change and how that's going to affect people you may be serving. That is hard, but you got to do it. If you want to have a successful business, and I think people listening to this probably are trying to grow their business, just start doing it. Like if this was the the millionth time you've heard, yeah, just go post on social media. Yeah, just commit to it, right? Every single week, just make a little goal to record a little selfie video. If you can put video content on there with your face, I mean, that's just a good starting point. Talk about, a little bit of things that you experience. So
let me say about that too. If you haven't been posting anything on social media and you're listening to this and you're saying, okay, I'm going to try, let me just do something, and you're super shy and you don't want to talk about yourself, that's fine. You don't have to talk about yourself. You can talk about the people that you help. Just tell those stories. You tell me about the people you help, and I'll tell you what kind of business you are, right? You're not a studio rental business. You're a get a retired NFL player into a TNT analyst job business. Beautiful. Tell those stories. You don't even have to put your face on. Scott and I just recorded a fun MSP Cribs episode walking through his office. My face is not on it. It's just Scott's face. So that's my content, and it's telling the stories about the people that I help. That's great material. So if you're super, super nervous, that feeling will fade. In the meantime, just fill your content funnel by telling the stories of your clients, the people that you help.
Mm-hmm. And some good advice I got about the stuff we post to social media is that really people don't give a shit, what you're posting or who you are. And don't be so bought into this idea of who your identity is. It's like, just go out there and do it. Bias towards action, and just post when you can. If you have an idea, put it out there. And I should be taking a little bit of my own advice and doing some of this posting as well. But I understand that it's an important part of this path to success is really building your personal identity so that people know who Scott is, and people may want to work with Scott because they, seem to maybe like him.
Right. That's how they go from cold to warm, is they have to know you first. They have to know you. They have to know what you do. And then they have to know that the problem that they're feeling, you solve. Those are three completely different things, but it starts with them knowing you, because otherwise they're just going to be searching on Google IT near me, and they're going to go to whatever website comes up first, which is your most costly competition. You don't want that. The cheapest competition is they already know you and they know what you do, so they never go to Google. You don't have to compete on Google Ads, and they just call you when they have a problem. Yeah. No matter what you do. I'm being industry agnostic intentionally to solve someone's problem. And I should say, we all do the same thing in our business. We solve people's problems in exchange for money. So to solve their problem, they have to know that you exist. They have to know that you solve those types of problems. And then when they feel the problem, they got to know to call you. Okay. Those three steps. Yeah. I mean, that's what all leads is about, is just getting your face in their face so that when they have that problem, they know to call you, and all of the different recipes that constrides. But in its most basic form, we help people, we solve people's problems in exchange for money. And in order to do that, they have to know us. They have to know that we solve those problems. And then when they feel it the most, they got to know to call you. Got it.
So we talked a lot about building the audience and a list of suspects through like social media. What are other strategies from the lead gen expert's perspective to really just build a list of 100 suspects, right? If you're the plumbing company, if you're a lawyer, right, an architect firm, whoever small business this could apply to, what are some strategies that you like to employ to get that list built, so to speak?
Well, in the most basic, if this was 30 years ago, we'd be going to the yellow pages. Right? We're doing business to business, at least. The new version of the yellow pages is Google Maps. There's no surprise there. So if you wanted to find every accountant in this city or every manufacturing company in this city, just go to Google Maps. There's no real complicated magic here. Go to Google Maps. At least you know all of the accounting companies in your city. So that's the start. If you want to serve accounting companies, go to Google Maps, put accountant, enter, you'll find all the accounting companies. If they're not listed on Google, whatever, that's your first filter and they drop off. That's okay. The funnel leaks everywhere, but if they're listed on Google, that's your first qualifier. I do that all the time. There are fancier tools to get it out of Google, but just honestly go to Google and then write it down in a spreadsheet. Start there. Don't let the tools get in the way. Otherwise, you just drive around. Like we're in a little industrial park, drive around the industrial parks and see what companies there are. Or you can go back to the phone book if you want, but Google's probably the best way. That's where I start. Whenever I make a lead list for someone, who do you want to solve? Where are they? Let's go there. Google.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, that's a great way to build a list of suspects, I would say. One thing we've struggled with at ITS is really actually, how do we get new suspects, like new people we want to talk to? Yeah, we can Google a bunch of businesses, our ideal customer profile that we want to support. We can send them flyers. We can call and follow up on the flyers, right? We can maybe show up in person with a box of donuts or whatever. In person is very effective in going and knocking on people's door, especially in this post-COVID world. We find is one of our best strategies. But we're also experimenting with getting to actual events, whether it's to the chambers, associations, golf tournaments, right? Charitable events, getting ITS, which is our MSP company, to these events in front of our ideal customer profile has been kind of the best way to get success for us, is just literally getting there and go to events. So we'll talk about like what we're doing tomorrow. So tomorrow there's a golf tournament here at one of the local courses, and there's going to be around 150 different small businesses going through it. ITS has sponsored a tee box. And we'll have all our branding there. It's very standout. We have our giveaways. We have Mike's going to be there with us. We have a little lead gen tool, which is our iceberg. It's our cyber scorecard. We uncover hidden cyber threats with that tool. But essentially, we're just trying to get a conversation going. They walk up. We ask them what kind of work they're in, what business they have. We ask them to maybe run a dark web scan real quickly as we're just kind of chatting it up about how their IT is currently handled. And we offer them vodka Red Bull, a little Gatorade, snacks, the important stuff that gets people excited on the golf course. And then they just have a memorable interaction with us so that we can then a week later or later that week show up in person with like, hey, remember me from the golf course, that tall basketball player? I'm 6'10", you can't capture it on video, but people on the course, when they stand next to me, they're going to really remember that. So that's when I follow up in person. I've already had that warm interaction. Their first interaction with me was like, oh, this guy gave me free drinks. Like, this is sweet. And they're more than willing to then let me come in, run my 24-hour scan, actually come to them with some actionable steps we can do for their business. And that has been one of the first strategies we've employed at ITS to start to develop new leads and suspects. Do you want to add anything to that?
Let's do the analysis, just like we were a hockey analyst commentator. So go back to our core four. What you're talking about is one-to-one cold, right? The only difference between cold and warm is, do they know you? So in this case, the answer is no. These are cold. We're going to do it one-to-one because we're going to have a foursome of golfers walk towards us, and we're going to introduce ourselves one-on-one. So that's one-to-one cold. The purpose of this activity is to move people from the cold quadrant to the warm quadrant. That's it. That's the golf tournament's purpose, is to go one-to-one cold and move them to one-to-one warm, because now they'll know us. We don't know if they have a problem yet, and they don't perceive that they have a problem. So they're not prospects yet. They're just suspects, but we're moving them from cold to warm. And the reason we want to do that is one-to-one warm is our best chance of converting them. So we're making this lateral move first. Doing anything in person, in my opinion, doing anything in person is your best bet, because you get to meet them, they get to meet you. And the biggest hurdle is them knowing you in comparison to your competitors. So getting them to know you is very important. The very valuable corollary of meeting someone in person is you get to try your material live and learn, just like a stand-up comic. So you're going to use some messaging with them. We're going to use a lead magnet. We'll talk about lead magnets in a second. You're going to use a lead magnet, and in real time, face-to-face, you're going to learn if they engaged with it at all. And that's an important qualifier, because that will teach you whether they have a problem, which is the jump from suspect to lead. So if you use your lead magnet with them and they engage, immediately you just went from cold to warm and suspect to lead, because they have a problem. Now the only thing left that we need to do is get them to perceive they have the problem and that you can solve it, which might take months, but at least they're in that last phase. So doing anything in person, one-on-one, is your best bet. Best time, best money investment. It's way better than dumping thousands of dollars in Google Ads, because for Google Ads, you don't learn anything. You just learn, did anyone click on this? You don't learn why not. Like, maybe they didn't like your headline, maybe they didn't go to Google, maybe they didn't use the search term. There's many reasons why they wouldn't click on your ad, but you don't learn any of that. You'll just learn that they didn't click on your ad. So if you do something one-on-one warm, you get to try your material, you learn right away. And then the next person that walks up, can try a different line. Just like the stand-up comic. You're hacking in the dive bars right now. You need to learn.
It's prototyping, and that's every couple of minutes.
Precisely. You need to try different material. So that's what doing it. The golf tournaments are great. Chamber of Commerce is is a fantastic avenue because people come there open to network. That's why they would join the chamber. The little cocktail networking events are good. Trade shows are okay. Trade shows can get expensive, so leave that till later until you're confident on your messaging and confident on your targeting. But in the first stages where you're just trying to know more people in your area, as I just said, you just need to know more people in your area. Golf tournaments are killer for that because you meet 4 people at a time, so you're never going to be overloaded. You're not competing for their attention because they're literally standing with you in the middle of a field. There's no one else there. Right. That's so true. You talk to them, you have a casual conversation. Usually they've had a happy morning, meaning by 9 o'clock they've been hitting the drinks caddy already. So they're in a good mood. They're chit-chatting. It's very conducive to making new relationships. That's why I love golf tournaments. You can see from my tan, I've done many golf tournaments, including Friday and 2 last week and 1 tomorrow and then 1 2 weeks from now. Yeah.
Yeah. You really put your money where your mouth is in terms of traveling. I'll say that what I'm hearing is go spend $500 to $1,000 to sponsor a T-Box at a golf tournament, force people to talk to you instead of spending any money on advertising, which is that cold one-to-many. And we're trying to put all our marketing efforts towards that quadrant, which is like warm and one-to-one, which is perfect for that. So yeah, we spent, I think, $500. We're going to talk to 150 people tomorrow. I mean, that's amazing. I imagine 10 people are going to have a problem we could probably solve.
And at least 150 people now know you in this community. Don't overlook that. Those 150 people are going to go home. And if you channel just enough charisma, maybe they'll remember you when one of their friends is griping about their computers.
Yeah.
Great. That's really all you're looking for right now. Like, I'm trying to manage expectations. If you're at this stage of the business growth roadmap, that's what you should focus on. Getting more people to know you.
Okay.
That's it. Like,
Absolutely.
Let's start there. There's many steps after that, but you got to start at the beginning, which is just getting more people to know who you are and what you do. And then golf's good for that.
So for someone like me who likes to overcomplicate and overthink this whole booth, you know, you can have a prize and you drop your business card to kind of give away. That's going to kind of get them over. You have some drinks. That's a reason for walk over to your booth. But you know, what's a simple way to think about, like, what is that lead magnet? Why do you have someone walk to your booth regardless of them? Yeah, they're going to the next tee box and they have to walk by you. But if it's like at a trade show or something else, like what is a lead magnet? Like, what do you get?
Okay. Great question, Scott. It's almost like you know my material and you're teeing these up for me. So there are 3 categories of lead magnets as I like to think about them. And a lead magnet is a way to get someone to engage with you. That's it. You know, as the word says, we're just trying to bring someone towards us. Keeping it simple. The 3 categories of lead magnets are reveal a problem, free sample, or free step 1 of a multi-step process. Let me go into it. So reveal a problem. This would be like your cost estimator. You're trying to uncover. You're trying. Okay, let me take a step back. So remember, in our 3 steps, they have to know you. You need to know whether they have a problem. Then they need to perceive the problem themselves. They need to feel it. Otherwise, you're selling at them. They need to feel the problem and then come ask you for the solution. So the reveal a problem style lead magnet is helping to get them to perceive their problem. Now, it may be one small problem, one small part of their bigger problem. Like in your case, you help people run their business with technology. So that's not a problem. That's not a lead magnet we can reveal in a 30-second engagement. But that running their business with technology is made up of like 50 different small problems. Okay, they need internet, they need phones, they need computers, they need monitors, you know, they need mice. All right, these are all small problems that they deal with, and you help them with that. So a reveal a problem lead magnet, you just try and pick one of those that you can show them in a time constrained like 30 seconds and that they would actually perceive to be meaningful to them. So like if we were doing a cost calculator, how much you're wasting on SaaS products, or ergonomic assessment, or if you're a chiropractor, like you show them that they have a hump by taking a picture of the side. Or if you were a golf coach, you'd take a slow-mo video of them on their swing and then show them the video and say, did you realize that you're moving your hips this much? That's a reveal a problem style lead magnet. Okay, so we're going to do one tomorrow. It's called the Cyber Score. We're just going to see if people's passwords are on the internet, because that's a very small but relatable problem that they might have of the larger helping them run their business with technology problem. So we choose that as a reveal a problem style lead magnet to try and engage with them. It teaches us whether they have a bigger problem, and it works towards getting them to perceive their problem. Lead magnet category 2, free sample. So Scott went to Costco yesterday and he got a glizzy. Costco is the best example of the free sample. They're giving away those like little cocktail hors d'oeuvres, little cheese things. That's a free sample. They're trying to get you to buy more food. Okay. You can do that with many ways. This is where most people default to when they're giving away tchotchkes, is like your Red Bull. That's a free sample giveaway. The vodka drinks, the branded pens, the branded hats, all this stuff are lead magnets because you're trying to attract people. But when you're giving away branded merch, you're not actually qualifying whether they have a problem. You're not helping them perceive their problem. So that's why I don't like giving away the free stuff, because it doesn't do anything for me. Now, giving away Red Bulls, there's no harm there. We're not going to cry over giving away Gatorades on a golf course. So that's why we do that. The third one, and usually the most overlooked, is giving away the first step of a multi-step process. So stay with me here. Your big problem is helping companies run their business with technology. There's 50 steps in that process. You could just give away step 1. Like I know that accountants struggle with, here's an actual one with our accountants. Accountants all write passwords on Post-it notes, and they use the same password for all the IRS accounts for all their clients. So you could give them a password manager. You just give that to them. Okay, that's a lead magnet. It's a free offer. We're going to give you a password manager for accountants, so you don't write your clients' passwords on a Post-it note. You would have done that for them if they were a client anyways. So you're just using one of the onboarding steps as a free gift to them. And if they use it, you know they used to have a problem, and now they know that life gets better with you. And that's them, you knowing they have a problem, them perceiving their problem. So that's free multi-step thing. You could do the same thing if you're trying to take a retired football player and get them as a TV analyst. First, you could just give them free glam headshots, because now they know they had terrible headshots before. Now they have great sexy headshots. They look cool. People are calling them. So they know they had a problem. They perceive that life is better now. That would be a free step 1 out of a multi-step process type lead. And so those are your 3. Reveal a problem, free sample like Costco, and then free step 1 of a multi-step process lead magnets.
That's awesome. I actually got one delivered. That third example was delivered to me recently. It was a plumbing company. It was a magnet you put on your water heater, and it was like all the steps to turn off your water heater if there's a leak or something, or how to flush it. And then it had the company's number on there. So if you did have an emergency, you'd shut it down, you'd follow the instructions, and then you call at the end. It's kind of like the first step, and it also helped them out in the end. So from like an IT company like us, yeah, if they kind of did those first steps, that helps us out. But it wasn't the strategy we chose. We do like the reveal a problem.
Sure.
But these are all really great techniques and ways to break down lead gen.
And these are building blocks that you can stack. Like, you don't have to just pick one. A good lead magnet is going to solve a very specific problem that reveals another bigger problem that they have. And this is a ladder that we're walking them up from being total strangers to signing a $5,000 a month contract for 3 years. So there's multiple steps of this ladder. So the first lead magnet should just lead into the next one. Like if you're giving glam headshots to the retired athlete, the next thing that they're going to need is somewhere to put these. So like they need a personal website. They need someone to do their social media. That could be the next lead magnet that you offer them. And then you walk them up this ladder of trust in the relationship until you say to them, listen, I got this. My big ticket is I take care of this whole thing for you. I'm going to get you a TNT analyst job. Here's the roadmap. And you've used 3 different lead magnets to build the trust, and they sign the big contract.
Amazing. For the listeners, that was actually for Bridget, our producer. That was a little tip for her.
I love talking about sales. I can't stop myself.
Yeah, I mean, literally, sales is so important. And like for myself, as like the nerd IT person, what I like to spend my time on is like finding new shiny pieces of technology so that I can go and solve more problems. But in reality, that's not what I should be doing at all. So you and I actually sat down for like 6 hours yesterday and strategized, hey, what's going to be the most effective thing to grow our business? And that's not me looking at tools. That's not me looking at how to do things better. It's literally getting in front of people, going to these events, having these lead magnets, and even having a whole strategy of showing up in person, right? We're going to create a list of all the businesses within a 10-mile radius of us, and we're going to go and knock on all their doors. We're going to have maybe some swag sometimes if they really are a client that or a prospect that we think we can work with. But we just need to introduce ourselves. Those face-to-face interactions, I think, have really been more important in this post-COVID world. Like, people are excited now that someone walks in the front door because that just hasn't happened anymore. And if you can actually kind of be friendly and like just introduce yourself, the strategy I'm going to take is like, hey, we just moved in next door. We genuinely did move into this office last year. So I'm going to go around to everybody and apologize and tell them, I'm sorry, I didn't give you my contact information sooner. I just want to make sure you have this in case you have a cyber incident or anything like this. I'm like the IT expert. Just give me a call. Wanted you to have my contact. So it's super important for me to just commit that time to going in person and finding these events. And I've learned now through talking with people like you that this is how I should be spending my time.
Totally. I love that. This is a one-to-one cold. Joe Girard, 1976, wrote a book on sales, and his strategy, he was the #1 General Motors car salesman. And no, don't hate on the car salesman, okay? Don't let the jerks that are bad at sales steal what being a salesperson is all about. Joe Girard was great at sales because he just made sure everyone that he knew knows that he sold cars. That's literally all he did. He would walk into every business because he was trying to talk to the high net worth people to buy cars. He would walk in with coffee or donuts and just introduce himself like you're talking about. That's it. If you're going to do the walk and knock, as I refer to it, this is a one-to-one cold. Your objective is to move someone from a one-to-one cold bin to the one-to-one warm bin. So your objective is not close deals. That's way too hard at this stage. Your objective is just make sure they know you. Then they go into one-to-one warm. Then there are plenty of one-to-one warm strategies that you can use. And if you move them from one-to-one cold to one-to-one warm, overall conversion rate will increase. Plus, then you don't get stressed out of being rejected because you can't pitch them your services when they're cold. They have no idea who you are. So all you're trying to do is get them to know who you are and what you do. So walk in with some bougie donuts or cookies or coffee, something that they would like. None of your branded merchandise because they didn't want that and they don't want that. So just walk in with some donuts and say, hey, my name's Scott. I work around the corner. I help companies like you with their computers. Just saying hi and dropping off donuts. Have a great one. And they're going to say, that is so nice, Scott. Get out of here. Okay, great. Okay, now they know who you are. Then in your CRM or your spreadsheet, you just mark them as warm. They know who you are. Maybe later you walk in again, you say hi. Now you can do your research, find out what type of problems they might have. Like you watch them in the news. When they hire someone, maybe then you call them and say, hey, I saw that you just hired someone. I got this whole onboarding kit to show you how to onboard new employees with technology. Here's the Word doc. And if you're struggling with onboarding, I can help you. There's another lead magnet. So this happens when you start knowing them, but the walk and knock is great to get from one-to-one cold to one-to-one warm.
Yeah, just building that up. In our type of industry, it takes a year or more sometimes to really complete that sales cycle. So all right, let's talk about some actual, how do people stand out? So we've talked about the golf course, but there's other ways people meet, right? Chambers events, like networking, cocktail hours. What do you do if you're the business owner, right? You have like an auto body shop, you're a plumber, you have, a low voltage installation company. What are you doing? Are you doing like you're saying, you just walk up to everybody and, hey, I sell cars?
Well, start there. Yeah. Like, don't put obstacles in your own way. You don't have to get perfect at this. You just have to. Sales is a combination of skill, effort, and conviction. Okay. Skill is like a 1 to 10 scale. You can only get so good. Between you and I, there's only slight differences in skill. Okay? Conviction is a 1 to 10 scale. If you would genuinely sell this to your own mother, yours is not a good example. If you would genuinely sell this to your own mother, then you're convinced that you're solving people's problems. But effort is a 1 to 100 scale. You can 10x on effort. So that's really that's my personal mantra. This is event 38 of the year for me tomorrow. By the time I get back to my house, it'll be 46 because I'm doing 8 cities in a row in the next couple weeks. So that's effort. You can always overdo it on effort. So don't wait to get a 10 out of 10 skill and like your conviction is high enough, just overdo it on effort. Go to 10 chamber events. Go to all the chamber events. Go to all the golf events. That'll be fine. Before you perfect your pitch or perfect your logo or change the brand, blah, blah, blah. All that junk is just you putting obstacles in your own way. Just overdo it on effort. Shake every person's hand in this city that might have a problem that you can solve. You'll get that hustle luck, right? There's luck that's born from skill, luck that's born from your reputation. Most of the luck that you're going to get is from hustle. So just overdo it on effort.
Yeah. One thing I really had to convince myself is, that I am worth talking to. You really kind of feel like maybe you're not that good, you don't have the confidence, but it's really, if you just go out and do it a bunch of times, you'll kind of like perfect that pitch or that script or how you present yourself. Because you're going to screw it up 100 times, then on 101, it gets a little bit better. And for a perfectionist-minded person like myself, it really could be a hindrance, right? Because you're going to be paralysis by analysis. You're like, okay, this is what I'm going to say and this is what I'm going to do, but just don't do that. So we've shifted into this motto, which is just bias towards action. If it's like 80% good enough, and if we need to track the outcome on an Excel because we don't have like a fancy CRM to do the follow-up, then let's just do it. But yeah, that was like the game changer. It was literally just the doing it a lot, because we're not going to do it well at first. I don't think anyone is going to do it well at first, but if you can get the reps in, do it a lot. I mean, how many events this year alone? Was it 40?
I'll be at 46 before I get back to my house. I'm at 30. I think tomorrow's 38. I got to check my phone.
We're just dipping our toes into Q4. So
and it's not like I don't track it. I have fallen behind because I've gotten so many events. It's either 37 or 38 tomorrow. I think it's 38.
How has that helped your business? Like, do you have some metrics, like in terms of?
Okay, so let me tell everyone what I'm doing. Remember, everyone's bad at their job, including me. So to get better, I just volunteered to all of my clients to go and help them do the thing that I was trying to sell them on. So companies like Scott, IT service companies, that's the clientele that I have. My goal is to help them get more business. The specific problem that I'm solving for them is to get more leads, convert them from just suspects to leads. So how I have been doing that is by selling my lead magnet software, but that's just a tool. It still needs to go out there and get in front of people and start a conversation. So I just volunteered at the beginning of the year to come to any event that my clients would go to. I paid all of my own expenses. Like this is my way to learn. First you learn, then you earn. It's a very expensive learning, but the harder and faster that I learn, the quicker I get to the earning part. So this is going to be 38 or 37 event of the year, and most of my clients are either doing a little business expo, like small biz expo, or golf tournament, or a little trade show. So that's what my life has been. I've been on the road more than I've been at home. It's just more events than weeks so far in this year, and that has been my game. So to bring it back to what Scott said, if you genuinely feel that your confidence is low in the sales equation, that's the conviction parameter is low, that's fine. The tough love here is just get better. Okay, honestly. So if you were to ask me what I was doing in January, I wasn't very good at it. So I just told all my clients, listen, I'm not as good as I want to be. I want to get better. I'll pay my own way. If you book the event, I'll come and I'll prospect for you. And now I'm better at it.
Yeah.
So that's all you have to do is just put in the reps. No one's going to come to save you. So you got to just get better at it.
Totally.
That's it. I think too many people stress over what tool or recipe or like special Rubik's Cube tumbler is going to unlock it. You should just get better. And you get better by asking people with the problems that you want to solve to tell you about the problem. And then you just study it harder than they do. And then you volunteer to do it for free. Honestly. Fix their problems for free. Until you get good enough that then you stop doing it for free and you ask for money. And if you chose the right problem and it's worth enough to them, they'll pay you for it. And then you either need to find more problems to solve or solve bigger problems. Those are really your two only options. Find more problems, solve bigger problems. Usually when you get better, you can start solving bigger problems and more. But the bigger problems are often the better choice because then there's less mouths to feed. So that's what personally what I'm doing. Like I have many small ticket clients because I solve a small problem for them. And then of those, I have gotten good enough to solve a bigger problem for them. And that's my larger ticket offer. So that's what I do. And solving like I make 25 times the amount of money because it's 25 times bigger of a problem. But now I have way less mouths to feed. So that's the better equation for me right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're not going to get more fit if you don't go in the gym.
No doubt.
You just have to put the reps in.
You got to put the reps in. Otherwise, you won't get better, honestly. No one's coming to save you. Just suck it up and get better.
Yeah, I think on the conviction standpoint, too, I mean, most of the people who have started their business, I mean, you're doing it because you're kind of an expert in it. You're really good at what you're doing, and you got to remind yourself of that. Like, you've set up a good service and a good product, and if you don't have that conviction, you're going to kind of be screwed. And that's what's helped me is like, oh yeah, I know that if you partner with us, we are going to help you grow your business. Like no matter what, I fully believe it, and that can be felt and received by the client or the prospect or the suspect. Now, giving away free stuff, it made me think about those people just starting out. Like if you're just a one-man shop starting a new business now, like sometimes you actually have to give your time away. It's not just giving something for free, but it's like, hey, I'm an electrician. Let me install this thing for free, or give a free 2-hour like assessment on like I'm gonna check all your outlets in your house or something like that. You actually have to give $200 or $300 of your time away while you're growing your business in the beginning to then have those lists of people that now are warm, and you have that one-to-one. You can remarket to them. But like yourself, I mean, you're giving up all your time and actual physical money to go fly all these places, practice your craft, perfect it, and that's going to help you get to that part of your business where you're providing a lot more value to fewer people, and that's less problems, and you're providing, it's better for your time in that way.
Yes, don't be afraid to give your stuff away for free. I know that sounds bad, but if you suck at your job, you have to get better.
Yeah.
There are a few ways that you have to get better, and one of the best ways is just to do the thing for people that you're trying to sell them for free, because that at least removes the price as an objection. Do they have the problem? Do they want to solve the problem? Do they want to pay for it? At least you've taken away the do they want to pay for it. And you should be honest with them and say, I'm doing this to try and get better. It's like the barber that's just getting started. They're cutting hair for free, but that's how you get better at stuff. So I wouldn't hesitate. I mean, I haven't hesitated at all about that, and I would recommend that to everyone. I'm not saying give away everything for free. Just try and like parcel out the problem into all of the small steps, and then try the first thing, try the second thing, try the third thing, and you might need to give some of those steps away for free. Those are also lead magnets, and that's how you can explain it to yourself. I mean, you're going to be spending money on tons of stuff when it comes to growing your business. Tons of stuff. So if all you have to do is give away your sweat equity now for free, do that. It's probably the cheapest thing for you right now in this, in the formative stages of the business. And at least there's spin-off benefits. Film yourself doing it. There's social media content. It's very relatable social media content. Record it and send that to prospective clients. There's perfect marketing material. Say, this is what I'm doing for this person. I could do it for you. They don't need to know that you did it for free. You're just providing them some great insight into what you do. And then when you make the first person happy, you got to get a testimonial. Okay? The testimonial is by far the best marketing that you can do, because you're going to get this person one to say, I used to be struggling with this problem. It was brutal. And then Scott helped me with it by doing these 3 things. Now my life is so much better because of ABC. That's the best marketing you could ever have. Because then all you have to do is show that to someone who might have a similar problem. And if they watch the 7 seconds of it and realize that, oh, shoot, I have that problem, I didn't know Scott did that, then they'll call you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we're a big proponent of that social proof, like video testimonials. It's so important because it does convince us, like our lizard brains, like, oh, someone's talking, like I believe them. I'm going to get on board with what they're saying. And I would encourage anybody to literally give their services away. Like if you're an IT company, waive all the onboarding if they're willing to do a video testimonial, because that is worth its weight in gold just to get someone to say 10 seconds. This is where we were. This is the journey we went on with ITS, and now we're here, and you could do the same. If a prospect can see that, I mean, it's so important. And just video content is critical in this day and age too, whether it's on your social media, website, all that stuff. So
that's how people like consuming. Remember that there's all these different types of people in the world. They like consuming information different ways. Some like reading it, some like listening to it, some like seeing it, some like watching it. So get it out there in any way you can. Nice. I'm not saying like do everything, but if you're going to take a video testimonial, then take a picture or take a screenshot of the video and put a clip. Then now you got a picture and you got a video and you're going to write a little blog post about it. Okay, those are 3 ways you're covering your basis. You know, with the power of ChatGPT, that is an afternoon's worth of work. That you can stomach. Yeah. Just do that.
Nice. So one philosophy I've tried to embody is not ever talking about what ITS is or what we do. So, and I think that's effective because people don't really care. Like they really care about what the problems they're trying to solve in their business. So if you're, what advice would you give to someone who's going to the Chambers event or going to an association and they're given the opportunity to present themselves in their business, maybe in front of a group, not just the one-on-one, because that's kind of easier. Yeah. So what do you do?
Tell your best client transformation story. Scott just had a live demonstration of this with Bridget when we were chit-chatting here. Tell me who you help and what problem you solve. That's it. Tell your best client transformation story. And if you don't have one, go get one. If you can't get one, you're starting from zero. Go give your services away and beg someone to solve their problem for them for free. Honestly, you got to start there. So when someone says, hey, what do? You tell them your best client transformation story. Someone says, hey, Scott, what do? You say, thanks for asking. I love telling the story. I help people like Joe's Acme Manufacturing deal with these 3 problems so that they can keep growing their business. And they'll say, oh, sick. Okay. So you like helping manufacturing companies? Yes. And you like helping manufacturing companies with these special problems? Yes. Sick. There's no better way to tell them what to do. Because if you say, I do computers, they don't know anything about what you really do, because computers for them is like a table. It's like, what do you just like sell computers? Do you repair computers? No, that's too complicated. Just tell your best client transformation story.
Yeah, and especially if they're known in the community, right? If you help someone that is recognized by people in the community, like an important business or a nonprofit, charity, whatever, that, I mean, would give you a lot of ethos behind like, hey, yeah, I work with these types of companies and I've helped them. ITS, I definitely like that approach in talking about transformations. Who we did, we took one different strategy where we had a Chambers meeting. We got to introduce ourselves in front of this new Chambers, and we just had 5 minutes to present, and we didn't talk about ITS at all. We just played a game. We played technology pain points bingo, and it was like technician amnesia, like outdated computers, slow response time. You know, you're getting phishing attacks. All these types of IT issues you could be having were the list of answers. So we went through randomly. I think by the 14th or 15th call out, we got a bingo. People were really excited. They were fighting over it. And then at the end of the game, which we didn't even talk about ITS or what we did. It was like, oh, you guys are experiencing these issues. Here's your prize. Congratulations. But where the magic was in the follow-up. So we collected everybody's bingo card after, and we were able to kind of collect all the data on what technology issues businesses in our area are experiencing. So then we followed up with the group at the Chambers, like, hey, thanks everybody for participating. We had a lot of fun, but let's look at what was the top 3 issues that you guys are experiencing. You know, it was like outdated computers, like slow response, or no IT documentation or something like that. And then we were able to provide some lead magnets for, hey, if you don't have documentation, here's where to get started. Here's the first step on all these pain points. To, you know, that was one of your lead gen techniques, which was provide that first step. So that's how we used it. We crowdsourced some information, and we're going to keep evolving off of this strategy where we may ask them to fill their name out or their contact or the email on the bingo card, and we're going to do like an additional raffle after. So not only then do I have their contact information, but I have here's a list of problems you were talking about. Outdated technology, is that still the case? So when I show up a couple months later or that next week, depending on if they have budget authority, need, or timing, we could then have a lot more kind of information and have that warmer prospect because, hey, you played a game with us, remember? You know, you didn't win, but it was memorable.
Mm-hmm. This is a level 201 style lead magnet because you're giving away something for free with whatever like gift you're given. That's sort of the candy that you're using to attract them. And you're collecting important sales recon on what problems they have and how do they perceive them. It's all great. This is a killer. Like, this is a killer lead magnet. This is a level 2 one. So keep that in your pocket as level 2, and level 1's got to be something a little bit more front ended because otherwise you'll get an empty room where they're not playing bingo, or you'll just get people that want the free stuff that you're giving away, which is the delicate line you have to dance. Is if you're giving away general purpose free stuff, like a car, a chair, free camera, something like that, you're just going to attract the kleptos that want the free stuff. Whenever you do a trade show, like the classic trade show is you're giving away free candy, free coffee, free pens, free notebooks, and you just get people coming and swiping stuff from your table and walking away. Those aren't leads. Those are kleptomaniacs that just want, for some reason, to fill their loot bank with branded free junk. So that's just the delicate line. If you do it really well, whatever freebie you're giving away only attracts the type of people that you want. And that just takes more thinking. But that's how you got to think about it. Giving away free stuff is totally good. It's category 2 of lead magnet. Just try and design that free thing to provide you some sales qualifier. So it attracts people that have the problems that you want to solve.
Yeah. I don't like to give swag away at all. I mean, I don't think anyone wants to wear our stuff regardless. But when we do a giveaway, I'll talk about giveaways because our philosophy on it is it does not move the needle. It does not help convince someone to work with your company, like having a giveaway. All it does is give like your sales rep, account manager, whoever, something to talk about. Like, hey, yeah, I talked to this one company. They were like a big tobacco distributor, but every conference they went to, they would give away a Rolex. And they were the most popular booth at every single event they went to. You had, 20 people centered around who's going to win the Rolex of that day. I mean, not every business can afford to give away, $15,000 to $20,000 in giveaways. I know there are, though, some businesses who are doing that. Some people give away cars. Like, people give away these incredible value. And the way we've tried to balance that is, get something that's kind of a nice gift that maybe someone wouldn't buy for themselves, but it is high perceived value, whether it's like a high-end chair, some AirPod Pros, like a little drone, whatever. But yeah, be mindful. It's not convincing anybody to work with you. It's literally just to get them to walk over to you. You want to stand down and see a booth.
The problem with doing that is your salesperson, which might be you, needs to chase down every one of those contacts and find out if they have problems. So in the pro and con balance here, the con is you're just giving yourself more work to do with statistically people that you don't care about. Because if you're giving away a Rolex, literally everyone will walk by and put their business card in. So you're going to have to read 50 times the amount of business cards and say, no, I don't care about them. 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 So you're just wasting your time. And then at the end of the day, you're going to give the Rolex to a prospect anyways, because this isn't governed by the California State Lotto Commission. So you're just going to give the Rolex to someone who you want to nurture anyways. Yeah. So the rest of the people, you're just wasting your own time.
Good point.
So that's why I'm personally because I love sales at a professional challenge. I don't like those type of, like Halloween candy giveaways, because you're just creating vanity numbers. Like, your sales team is going to say, or you're going to say, we got 50 business cards. Okay, but 49 of them are strangers that you don't want to know and have nothing to do with your sales funnel. So it's vanity, and you're just wasting your time.
Yeah.
So don't do that. Better to put the effort into finding something that qualifies people. You could say, hey, we're going to give away Rolexes to the account. Like, let's say you want to do accountants. We're going to give away a Rolex to the accountant that, I don't know, some attribute of the accounting company that sort of puts them in that pre-qualifier bin for you. And then at least you're rejecting all of the chiropractors that you don't want to work with, because they'll know it's not for them. And if accountant sees it, accountant's definitely going to enter, because in their reptile brain, they're going to think, well, there's only so many accountants here, so I legitimately could win this Rolex. I'm going to enter. There, now you got 10 accountants out of 10 entries. That's worth it.
Yeah.
I would try and add that in. Refine add that extra qualifier, because otherwise you're just looking at a vanity number and you're wasting your own time.
Yeah. And I think that's why we've gravitated towards the reveal a problem, like lead gen technique, because if we know that this person's experiencing a problem, we can help you. We can help you with that problem. And if I didn't know about it, then I have no information. You're just a stranger to me. And if you are just walking up to try to win the giveaway, well, that's just a waste of an iPad at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And takes us more time. You can
combine these two things. You can say, I'll give away a Rolex to any accountant that has over 15 employees that wants to record a video story of the worst tech problem that they've had. And you can get them to wear my like censored bar sunglasses to make it fun for them, so that their current IT provider doesn't know who they are. It's just a gag. But see how qualified that is. I'm going to give this Rolex away to only accountants that have more than 15 employees, because that's who you want, and will tell a story about the worst tech experience they had. So they're having a good time. You're getting pre-qualified people, because they're in your ICP, that have had a problem, and they get to dish about that to camera. So it's great marketing for you. And then afterwards, they got it off their chest, and you say, "Wow, how did you deal with that?" Now the sales conversation starts. And give one of those people Rolex, they're going to love you for it. And you already know they had a problem, so just give it to the person that has the most problem.
I like
the biggest problem.
Yeah, let's qualify some of the giveaways.
Yeah.
Even like, we wanted to give away some stuff tomorrow at the event, but we decided that the only way they're going to receive that giveaway is after they've completed their 24-hour network security scan. Which we go on site, we do the discovery call, we install this thing, and then we come back the next day to give it to them. We are fully invested in working with this person, and we've already identified before they've even been entered that there is a need we can solve. Because if there's no need, we're wasting our time. But yeah, that's been very insightful, Mike. I don't know what else we can really even get into, because you've discussed like those 3 different lead gen strategies. I like your quadrant breakdown, kind of pushing everybody towards the warmer one-to-one areas, what we should be focusing on, or even the warmer, what was the one to many, but not straight cold, that's like in person. That would be, I think, how people can prioritize the different strategies, because we all have so many different things we could be doing. But like with ITS and what we need to grow the business, it's really just showing up and going to those businesses. So that's what we're going to be doing.
Yeah. That is the first step that I would recommend to everyone in our quadrant, is just write down your list of your Dream 100, as some people refer to it, or like 200 companies in your area that you want to work with, and just start moving them from cold to warm in whatever one-on-one way that you can. Walking in, calling them, doing a little golf event. That's it. Don't overcomplicate. Just choose one of those things.
Yeah.
Right? Just move them from cold to warm first. Set a reasonable objective for yourself. Just get them to know you. Then once you have many people in your Dream 100 that know you, do your research about the types of problems that you think they have, and then call them back and say, "Hey, Joey, I saw that you just posted this on LinkedIn about, you're moving offices. When accountants move offices, they usually struggle with this type of thing. How are you dealing with that?" And if you did your research right, you'll get them at the right time, and they'll say, "Yeah, come to think of it, we haven't even planned for that." And then you tell them that you can help them. That's it. Sales is about solving people's problems in exchange for money. So the better you know the problem, the better you can help them solve it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, for anyone who's actually listened this whole time, we're just going to wrap it up in like the action plan. So I think step 1 is text your friends, tell them what you do.
Far fewer people know about you than you think. So text your friends and tell them what you do.
Right. And then go on Google, list or search all the things or people or types of businesses you want to be working with. Put it in Excel if you have. Write it down on a whiteboard. And what's the third step?
Third is those are all now your Dream 100 of cold. Just try and move them from cold to warm. Find some one-on-one in-person way to introduce yourself. That's it.
Okay.
If at least then, by the end of this, you have 100 businesses that you want to work with that all at least know you exist, you have a firm foundation to go from there. After that, come back and Scott and I will do episode 2.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And on a little bonus, maybe call all the local golf courses, get their schedule for the year, see if there are any tournaments coming up. And that's how you can quickly research and find out, hey, who can I sponsor? Because the T-Box, you're forcing 4 people. You have 100% their undivided attention. Like, we really like it. So that's a little secret sauce for that. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Mike, you've been great. We'll see you next time. So that's it for today's episode of the Business Technology Podcast. Our goal is simple: to be your go-to resource for all things business technology. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. If you'd like more information about ITS, you can find us on Instagram at ITS Telecom, or you can find us on LinkedIn at Integrated Telemanagement Services. Both are linked in the show notes. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on a later episode.